Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Blue Ridge Bonfire, an irreverent podcast about overlanding, gear, camping, and bourbon. I'm CT.
I'm Rick.
I'm Matt. No bourbon conversation today.
Okay.
I'm kind of a bottom shelf bourbon guy most of the time. But okay, that's my bourbon conversation. I'm sorry, I'll stop.
You can insert whatever
Rye,
liquor you
I
prefer.
like rye. I like some rye. No, I mean I don't honestly.
Yeah.
I don't go through much of it. I do have quite a stockpile at the moment, but
But if any of our listeners are in the great state of Missouri or near a naval base, Three Rangers Rye, just swing on by the shop with that. We'll load you up with some gear. I'm willing to work out a fantastic trade plan for Three Rangers Rye. That stuff's hard to get in this neck of the woods.
yeah, that's pretty good.
So we had a question. We every once in a while take questions on Instagram, and I'm not even going to pretend like we're not going to call out. Mikey from LT Wright Knives asked one that really puts us in the hot seat and kind of gets our thinking caps on. He asked, "What piece of gear do we wish BROG made?" Which is kind of one of those I feel like he's like, so then why don't you make it? He's
Well, okay, so let's first start with that. So we are, or at least I am prone to. I prefer not make anything that I've seen before. If somebody else does it well, I don't usually like to mess with it because I just prefer by theirs. So I mean that's the first thing. I'm maybe we've occasionally built something and just didn't know it existed. That I think happens, but if we've run into something like I carry other people's backpacks. If I think there's something good out there, I don't mess with it because they've already done it well. So that's the first thing. I typically don't hunt that kind of stuff. That being said, I really like chest rigs, and I've not, and I've built a couple. And again, that goes back to the problem is there's a number of pretty good chest rigs out there, and I've just every time I've made one, I'm like, oh, this is nice, but it's no better. It's not any smarter than Hill People or somebody. There's like I said, there's a number of good ones out there. I'm like, this just isn't any brighter than what they're already doing. And then I stop and I wear it for a while. Plus, it's the problem with the chest rig is you can't wear it to the Mexican restaurant. It's not so I like stuff I can kind of use a lot, and I find that a chest rig is really handy around the shop, and then I go outside and I'm like, not really the place I should be wearing this.
Not quite stylish
Yeah,
enough even for you.
I feel like new patrons, they know you well enough though, they wouldn't even blink.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But you take it to a Zool, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should wear this here.
And that was how the bum bag came to be.
Yeah, that is actually how the bum bag came to be, because I had this chest rig I really liked, and I'm like, I can't wear it out in public. I need something that holds the same stuff. All these things are too big. I want something a little smaller. Anyway, then we landed on the bum bag. And again, not that fanny packs don't exist, but trying to do something that's a little unique and a little bit more us is.
So this isn't something that this might be something that somebody else makes already, but I'm not sure. And that is the Dodge Caravan Attic. So
Wait, let me get CT's soapbox out. There we go. Let me slide that over for you.
So so if you have one of our attics in your vehicle, then it's better for kids and shorter people, because they're a full height person and they might hit their head on it or that kind of thing. So that just makes me go to soccer moms in their double sliding door Dodge Caravan
double
minivan.
Sliders on a van are pretty slick.
And and then they just all their kids' jackets and all their soccer balls and all their little extra stuff that's just everywhere all over their van. So one day we'll get a Dodge Caravan in and we'll see if we can make something, maybe. I'm over promising on things I can't deliver, but it's a dream. We can dream.
It's a dream.
Speaking of the double sliders, wasn't there used to be a minivan called the Montana? Who made the Montana?
A Montana.
It was the Montero's SUV, Montana.
Yeah,
because they had a great commercial.
It was like Pontiac or something.
Yeah, where they it was like cowboys fighting.
Yeah, and they went through the van.
Yeah, and he opens both sliders and he throws him all. Instead of throwing him through the door, he threw him all the way through the van.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
that sounds fantastic.
And it was a big deal for dual sliders on a van at that point. Yeah,
I like a van. I do.
Yeah. Oh, listen, our that vintage 1990 Sportsmobile video we're launching today, which at this point will already be out. If you haven't watched that, go watch it. I kind of want to drive to Pennsylvania or Michigan or wherever, Michigan, and buy that off that guy right now. There's so much blue velour, folks. Like,
oh, dude, that interior is so right.
yeah,
I love like late 80s, early 90s van interior. I mean, like, they are just so done. I mean, like, it's like riding
Everything's cushioned.
It's like driving your couch.
Yeah.
It's like driving your couch. It's like,
oh
I
man,
think it would be awesome.
Man, I got to start a new Instagram called Trail Couch. Then I'm gonna find a van like that. And that's gonna be
that's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yeah, the Trail Couch.
This all you just curate van interiors.
Oh yeah,
from the classic era.
I think I just found my calling.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, my calling.
You have many callings.
Yeah. I do love old vans though.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like old everything, but
Yeah.
vans do have a special place in my heart in general.
I was at the antique store the other day and I saw this super antique, oscillating fan that was like, I don't know, from the 30s or something. This thing was old. And I really wanted to get it and like rebuild it and put it on your office in your office.
We actually had one of those we used and ran for a long time till it let smoke out of the wires, and then we had to give up on it. But yeah,
it's all no plastic parts.
Oh yeah, not only no plastic parts, but grates big enough to get your whole hand in.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
cut off 2 fingers.
Yeah, with ease.
Just
yeah.
really get it done. I mean that was a piece of equipment.
You have to commit.
I mean,
safety third.
Yeah, not only does it move air, you can absolutely chop potatoes. Right to the screen.
So my product
Slices
idea.
and dices.
We
Sorry.
Matt used to build a duffel bag for another company that like perfectly fit our packing cubes. It wasn't a huge duffel bag, but like if you pack light, you could really stretch this thing out. That was really cool. I'd like to see that come back. Now the other one is purely selfish. So pretty sure when I met Matt, he had some fly rod cases that he had built like for himself.
I probably had some sleeves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably had some fly rod sleeves.
That were really slick. So
yeah, I've done a few fly rod sleeves over the years. Just
like I haven't thought about that in years. And when we were just discussing that question before we started recording, it was like, oh my gosh, yeah. I remember like in the 80, you had some tucked up in there.
Yeah, I used to have hanging from the handles, from the grab handles in the back and the front, and just had, I think I had a 2-piece and a 4-piece on the other side, maybe. For sure, I had a 2-piece with me almost all the time because I still carry a 2-piece 5-weight with me everywhere.
Yeah, I've
not right now because I'm testing a different vehicle lately. So
Project Get Drawers in that truck has
it's got to happen because it is a little painful right now. The Project Get a Fridge is done.
Yeah.
But,
back seat.
Oh god, no! I took out the whole middle seat, like the third seat in the front.
You
took
did
it
the
out.
center console.
No, I mean it's
40,
a 40. It's a
yeah.
40. It's a 45 Dometic, right in the middle.
Just give everybody the lowdown on your new car.
Yeah, I gotta step out for just 2 seconds, guys. Sorry.
Okay.
So I found a prospector. A prospector landed literally at the shop. Oh, there's Rick. He's going. A prospector, a Dodge 2500 prospector, 16 landed at the shop, and it just kind of worked out. It worked out, and I love the Suburban, so I still have the Suburban, and I've been trying to, because this was the other vehicle that I sort of had interest in when I was looking at the Suburban, was a 4-door Dodge truck, 3/4 or 1 ton, with the bigger back seats, something that would haul 5, potentially 6 people. I got it, realized there wasn't really good room for a fridge in the inside, so I jerked out the middle console seat thing, which then fit. Currently, again, it's got a Dometic 45, and I think I'm going to end up with a 35 because it's a little lower because you're driving like this.
Yeah.
But
with like the width and depth are perfect.
Perfect.
Just the height, I agree. It's a bit cumbersome.
It's a little high, but I mean a 35 is like 3 inches lower, about 3 inches lower,
Yeah.
and I think that'll bring me from here to there, which I think will make it reasonably comfortable to ride with. It emitted a few cup holders and some USB outlets, but I'm going to get through that, I think.
It's a real comfortable truck.
Get some like RAM mount stuff, add some cup holders.
Like the biggest thing is got to get a set of drawers in it because I have shit piled in the back seat. I have on the floor in the passenger, just have crap everywhere, and I'm like, today I needed jumper cables, no jumper cables, and then I needed a strap because jumper cables didn't actually work by the time I got the jumper cables. So I scrapped that idea, and then of course I don't have a strap in it. Why in the world do I not have a strap in my? Like
Your coffee kit's not in there. From the
my
last
coffee kit is
episode.
not in there. My
Oh,
fridge
man, this
is,
is rough.
and there are snacks, and there's an emergency bottle.
So you were talking a bit about this on another day about like you want to put drawers, but it's already up so high, and you're not sure what you want to do with the bed. So what are some of your ideas so far?
I mean, I'm gonna put a deck system in it right now, just to get something so I can get in and out of it comfortably.
Okay.
That's the kicker, or to get, just so I can get to stuff,
Yeah.
or to have some stuff stored back there, reasonably weather tight. And then we'll see where we go from there. But the first thing is get drawers in it, and now that the fridge is in it, figure out a better way to power the fridge. But right now, I've got a temporary solution.
I think
your power.
Your height issue, like, yeah, the drawers will be high, but the real issue was like if you were going to put a fridge in the back of that thing, that fridge would be crazy high. The whole decent sized fridge as a console kind of fixes that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because originally I was thinking, maybe I'll put a fridge on a tilt slide, but then it's still like chest high, and I'm in and out of my fridge every day, 2-3 times a day. Like that's one piece of gear that I use constantly. Like I am. And the nice thing about Suburban is I can just pop the rear hatch, reach in, grab my stuff, close the rear hatch, and I don't even have to close the whole rear hatch. I can just open the glass at the top, which makes it super efficient. Like the utility of that for me just works out really well. Where the utility is getting that figured out is a little bit of a struggle, but I will get it. I think I'll get it figured out.
Yeah, the Prospector brings a lot of cargo room. It's really comfortable. And I know you haven't had it on trails yet outside just talking about
But
the
isn't it
shop.
on like almost 40-inch tires? It's on like 36, 37.
37.
It's on
Right,
37s right
It's
now.
a month.
It'll end
They're
up on
gigantic.
Yeah, I will temporarily at least put it on 35s because I've got a set of 35s, and
Been
these
there.
are pretty worn
Yeah,
out. So it's going to end up on a set of 35s as I get stuff figured out, and then figure out what tire I really want to put on it and what else we want to do to it, and then decide which one I love the most. Maybe, I don't know. This one tows really well, I will say, and having a truck bed is pretty handy. I've been hauling doors and miscellaneous crap as we're building stuff.
You just got your whole Suburban dialed in. We did a whole
Right,
build series on it, so I have
the
to
problem
laugh.
is like, no, that's it. Like the Suburban is like at the right spot. Like at 90% done. The couple things that aren't done to it like are not a crisis. Like it really needs a roof rack and it needs some finish work on the center console. But other than that, like there's like I don't look at it and go, oh, I want to insert whatever. I want to do something to it. I just don't have anything else that it needs. And then I have this, which is like I don't want to say a train wreck, but like it's a crap load of project.
Yeah.
That I'm like, what did I do? I love it. Again, I really like the truck. It's just a lot.
Are you planning to do like a bed cover at some point, or do you want to still be able to set up
I don't
put
know.
up,
I mean,
transport your fridge and your dirt bike in the back? Not that you have a dirt bike.
No, I'm gonna put probably some kind of cap on it because I want to be able to sleep in it. Some kind of topper on it. The problem is like the side. I like the side door toppers, but the damn thing's like really tall. Like
like side doors on that one would be almost useless.
Right, unless the ladder folded down as soon as you hit the button right. Ladder. And there may be some kind of solution there.
Well, at the front you've got those pop out steps. Maybe you get them like just on the sides and the back.
I will say that's a lifesaver. Like I would give up on this truck if it weren't for those automatic fold down stairs that are spectacular.
Yeah,
they fold down at like I don't even get the door open. They're down.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like I've seen some other ones. Like a buddy had a really nice F-150 that had like stock ones, but like these are aftermarket, and holy cow, they are just like
they're
instantaneous.
And they land in the right spot where you actually can step on them.
Yeah,
it's like most running boards are pointless.
Yeah,
because they're halfway underneath.
You might as well put your foot inside because you're so short anyway, or they're way up.
But these are like they're spot on. They land in the right spot. They make it easy to get in and out of. For even my mom who's 75 climbed in that truck the other day.
Yeah, no, it's a slick truck for sure. The truck capability, we talked about that. Like the Prospector out of the box package for that size truck is turnkey.
It seemed like it should just be simple. I mean, we'll find out.
Winch, bumpers, good suspension.
Yeah, nice wheels. I mean, that's kind of why I ended up with it, because if it wasn't for that, I I wouldn't have thought with
Are
it.
you-
But
are
when
you
it
gonna
showed
go-
up and it was like, oh, the interior has been redone and it's really cushy and
Yeah.
it's got really comfortable seats but it's a tradesman package, so it doesn't have a bunch of shit in it. Somebody upgraded the radio, so it's got a backup camera, and it has something my phone automatically connects to it. I don't even know how that shit works. It's like magic, unicorn dust and shit. Normally, I don't like any of that. Like, I want to be able to plug my phone in, press buttons on my phone, and like.
Yeah.
But no, this one just. I'm like, holy crap! There's somebody talking to me. Oh no, it's a podcast. Look at that. It has that, and that works, so that's good. But no electric seats. It's got power windows. Pretty minimalist, other than those couple things.
So, are you going to be thinking about adding like you can do like the solar panel on the roof and like a Yeti power bank, brick in there or something?
Maybe. I mean, it depends on what Jeremy wants to do. Whenever I get time to get it to him, and as I say that, not really what. For sure, it's going to get some kind of power solution, put in it. We're definitely going to have to upgrade our monitoring.
Yeah, that was.
Our system
This
here.
thing just doesn't want to stay.
Damn Walmart. Damn the Walmart.
I don't.
Amazon, wherever we got this from.
It does say Belkin on the side. That's always a bit of a ticking time bomb in the electronics world. I've always thought like it'll work.
It's also like a decade old, guys. Like, and I've used it a lot. I think that those I don't know. Eighth inch audio connectors always go out eventually.
Okay.
Something about them.
We'll upgrade before the next one.
Okay.
For the $12 we can buy it, or whatever it is.
For sure. No, your power system that you've got in the Suburban, like I think I'm going to totally hijack that idea. Like
that's been the best.
The Goal Zero Yeti plus the car kit going into your
it's
fridge,
done.
and then you've got a is it Novo outlet? Noco, yeah.
Yeah, I have a Noco outlet, so I can plug that in, and then I have a Noco charger wired into the house or into the starting battery, and then I have one of those outlets that goes back to the to the Yeti. So if I'm not using it, I just walk up, plug it in, and I'll leave. If it's sitting for 2-3 days, I'll plug everything into it and let that system kind of take care of itself.
Yeah, and then that way the Yeti stays charged up.
Yeah,
the
or
fridge
if we
keeps
go to a
running.
campground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or
Why not?
well, it's just okay, plug it in the truck and everything stays charged and I don't have to worry about it. That like I said, that truck is like everything about it. It has everything that I want on it. The air compressor works perfect. The battery system, the power system works really well. Like
Fridge slide, yeah.
Everything about it just works. There's just not. But I drove around with that. Like I would build a temporary like box for the back of it. Okay, this is too big. That's not long enough.
Yeah.
Okay, cut it apart, build it again, and then I was like, once I had it figured out, I'm like, okay, I went to Rodney Dews in Florida and said, hey, build me a set of boxes, and here's how big they need to be.
Yeah.
And and the same thing with the fridge. I just had different boxes underneath it, cut them down, changed them, moved them, added compartments to them, and then finally was like, okay, this one works. Let's put this in. Okay, and I kind of went through the whole truck like that. I probably drove it 6 months or so with different random configurations that I would, take a circ saw to and chop apart and try again, and then finally was like, oh, okay, I've settled on one.
Yeah.
Now let's go have it made the way I want it.
Yeah.
So you want to start your own vehicle build shop?
No, I'm not. I'm honestly wouldn't be opposed to that, but you got to get like, Jeremy here, somebody who's who you just feel good. Like the wiring stuff is just art. You know what I mean? Like if you ever seen Grant Wilson stuff, it's Freedom Van Gogh. Like it's art. You know what I mean? Like
It's like a wiring chart.
Yeah, it's wiring art. It's in the the Overland Solar guys do beautiful work too. You know what I mean? There's a lot of that. It's just really good, and I don't have the time to do a lot of that myself at this point. And having somebody who's really good and can diagnose things and figure shit out and understands it all, because there's math involved and there's numbers and calculators and pieces of paper, and then they write shit down and figure shit out. I don't know. Just lots of stuff to make it
Keep the
go
smoke
right.
inside the wires.
Right, that's the key, right? That's the key to all it. Here are the two things you need to know about electrical stuff. And I have fixed a lot of the roadside electrical stuff, from trailers to you name it. There are two things that matter. You keep the smoke inside the wire. because there's smoke in there. I don't know what it does and I don't know how it works, but if you let that shit out, stuff goes wrong. So don't let that out. You smoke inside the wire. That's number one. Number two, it's always a background. I don't care what's wrong. I don't care if your light's blinking. I don't care if it's not working at all. I don't care if half the lights are on and half of them. It's a background. It won't start. Probably a background.
Yeah.
There is something wrong.
Does your radio have some weird crackle and pop in it?
Background.
It's probably a background.
It's background.
Yeah.
It's background. Background. Smokes in the wires. It's a background. It's just that simple.
We literally like had that discussion on the way to pick up the Suburban the other day.
Right. Yeah.
And then needed to jump it, and then like didn't get the battery cable clipped right. You were like, see, it's the ground.
It's a background.
Yeah.
It's background. Background. Jumper cables don't work. Background.
Yep.
Always a background. Was there a question? We had a question. I started answering a
I don't
question.
even know.
And I got completely lost in my.
Oh, the only thing we were talking about, because we answered Mikey's question.
Oh, good. Good.
Was the mule bag.
Oh.
Matt has a new truck, and we have a new bag coming out soon. That by the time this is on,
You're also going to
You will have missed out by the time that this has come out.
Yeah.
That bag will be through its cycle, and then we'll see if we do it again. But we do have we have a mule bag that's oriented towards recovery gear and a bunch of other stuff. I've been using a lot of them for different pieces of gear, everything from rain gear to all kinds of stuff. I've been kind of testing them.
So a little bit of background on this bag, if you don't know what it is. It's called the Mule because he had originally envisioned it with like sort of saddlebags on it,
Right.
which are the kind of that's how triple run system is that you can attach bags to bags, and that whole thing. If you've seen that video, which was our kind of our launch video for triple run, which is our strongest stuff yet, the main bag in that video, that's the Mule bag, and Matt's been puttering on the design for since that which was like the beginning of the year, and it's coming together. It looks really.
They're being
nice.
built behind us right now.
Yes.
Yeah, somewhere back here they're being built. Yes, they are being built right now. We're building some right now.
Yeah.
We're feeling good about what we got going on there. And then the got to go bag.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then taking it way back.
Yeah. So we haven't built a got to go bag in 3 or 4 years. 3 years now.
Yeah.
So if you have one, that's there aren't a million of those out there.
Probably worth something. Maybe
I don't know about that, but it's but that bag was a pretty popular bag, and we're bringing that back, and we've kind of redesigned it and did some things I think to make it the original version is really difficult to build, just really really time consuming and hard to build, and it kind of became just a lot to be able to economically put together. But we've been playing with some new fabrics and some new stuff, and we've built one, done some pattern editing, or built two, I guess, total.
Yeah.
Done some pattern editing, been testing those, and I think we'll probably put together a short run of the last pattern iteration, probably mid-August, and then hopefully by mid-September, we should actually maybe do a pre-sale on those two, just a test drive it and see what people think, and take orders for them.
I mean, I carry my original every day, but I think your new one does a good job of updating it, but like also staying true to the intent and design of the original.
Form and function, it still covers the same bases.
Yeah.
It still checks some boxes for me in my original kind of thinking on the bag, and again, it's hard to make kind of a shoulder bag that everybody else in the world hasn't already made, and make it that a little bit unique, but it still has a lot of the same attachment points to it, so you can add stuff, water bottles and miscellaneous stuff to the outside. It's got some divider stuff on the inside so that you can set up for electronic stuff, things like that. It's I don't even know if I should say this out loud, but the rear panel is built around a 3 alpha shooters plate. Not that I've ever advertised that, but it's built to fit an actual plate carrier. I don't know, just because I thought it should be, for no other good reason.
Yeah.
Then it kind of made sense to me to have it at least fit that. I don't know. It was something I wanted to make sure was part of that bag at the time when I was building it, and for who I was building it for, especially. And that all those kind of pieces are still part of that.
I mean, you said there weren't a ton of them out there, and I'm very much aware. I'm just echoing that it's kind of our ecosystem, but I always think back to Overland Expo East 2 at Taylor Ranch. So the really wet one.
Oh, with a hurricane, a Taylor Ranch.
That, yeah, the hurricane one. Yeah.
No, wait. Which one was Taylor Ranch? Is that the bike park?
No, this was before that. That's
right. Okay, yeah.
So
I'm sorry. I'm back. Before the Biltmore.
Yeah.
This is before my time. Then.
We're going the Wayback Machine. Yes.
Yeah, so the very first Overland Expo where we met, then the second East, I should say, and then the next year it was at the same place. Yeah. That's when the hurricane was on shore.
Yeah.
But it seems like everybody and their brother had one of those then. I mean, like John Rutherford, Jason Speck from MSO. I've had mine there. I think Rich Ivy got one there. Like there was just like everybody at that event. It felt like was carrying them. Now,
a lot of those guys still carry them. Jason still carries his every day.
Yeah.
Derek,
you carry yours every day.
Yeah, and have for years.
I mean, most of the guys I know that have them are still in use on a regular basis, which is nice. You know, I mean, because a lot of products you see over a 5-year period just get swapped out. I mean, I have that issue with backpacks, and you have it way worse than me. I mean, like 10 times worse than I do.
Yeah.
But I will stack up backpacks kind of because Rick sells his. I just stack them up. But if I see something new that I like and I want to try it, like I just recently bought an Everly stock backpack.
Is that the one you had at the range?
Yeah,
no, that's a different one. That's Laurel's.
Yeah, so he has the Bandit, and I think Laurel has the. I can't remember that name. The much larger version.
Yeah, it's way bigger. She has way more gear to carry. But this one had a laser cut beaver tail that I really liked. Yeah. So I was just like, oh, I love that. I need to try that bag. Yeah. It's on sale in blue. What? It's my lucky day. So anyway.
But yeah, no, same. Like, and honestly, with messenger bag style shoulder bag, that's the only like larger one I've ever had, and I love it. I mean, I've flown with it as a carry-on, or as like a personal item, and then take a carry-on for clothes. Used it for that. Used to use it a lot when I was working for the university, taking students on trips. Like if we were going to the climbing gym or wherever, I would throw my shoes and a water bottle in there, but then have all my paperwork and waivers and contact list in the back, and and I got to say, the thing that I've always been really impressed, it's like none the worse for wear. Like I know you said they're hard to build, but I was with Blue Ridge back then. Obviously, we're building them right, because I've got plenty of backpacks from good companies that just have wear points or failure points, and the gotta go bag, like outside of a couple of stains, no permanent damage has been done.
That I think we weeded out most of the places where it causes you trouble.
I'm probably planning to get one when the new batch comes through, because I want to like keep buy a little MacBook and keep it in there so I can do like web development, app development stuff kind of all around, and then something that's just a really nice carry-on, or just for like overnight trips here and there kind of thing, and just because I think I'd use it for that.
And like all of our stuff, I love how scalable it is. Like I've carried mine OG one with a water bottle pocket. I've got one of the prototype beaver tails that I've in winter use it to where like you walk in, you take your jacket off, shove it in there. I've had some other pouches from us and from other brands I stick on the other side opposite the water bottle, but then lately I've just been carrying it totally stripped down. Like I've got some stuff on the Velcro inside for organization, but nothing on the exterior mounted pouches side.
And that bag's not bottomless. That's the other thing about it. So many messenger bags are shit just ends up in the bottom and full of crap, where that one it's worked out well. Like I keep pouches in it all kinds.
That is the danger of too many pockets.
It's the danger of too many pockets.
You will lose things in there. You'll bring too much. That's a whole podcast episode. We should maybe we save that one.
I hate pockets, extra pockets. I mean, like I love attachable pockets that I can swap out. That I know this one's full of batteries, that one's full of whatever. Like I love that and the interchangeability, but like to have a built-in pocket on a bag drives me a little crazy. Like you said, because there's what you carry changes. For me, changes year to year, month to month, or whatever. And what I'm using the piece of equipment for changes the same way. So it changes regular for me. So at that point, I'm always like, well, this is stupid. This thing doesn't fit here, and that I need to carry this, and I wish this went here. Well, shoot, if I have removables, I just, hey, I carry batteries in this bag. I carry whatever, in this pouch, and I can kind of keep those. And if I need that, I just, grab that bag, throw it in there. Yeah. And I know it's got these things in it.
I think we'll make that a topic for another episode, which is like some design philosophy kind of stuff.
Design for no designed obsolescence. That's the kicker, right?
Yeah.
How do you make something that you're going to use over and over and over and over
Yeah.
again for years for different things?
Well, it probably does it for this.
I could nerd out on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know we all three of us can
Yeah.
nerd out on that. There's a lot of good
Yeah.
stuff. So I think that'll do it for this week. Thanks for spending a perfectly good hour on the Blue Ridge Bonfire here with us. We'll see you next time.
Or 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know,
If you
20
watch it at
minutes,
half
I don't
speed.
know.
Yeah. If you watch it at half speed, you made it an hour.
Yeah.
That's good work. Thank you.
Bye.